You're listening to From Our Lens, a podcast for photographers and brides where we dive into all things weddings.
Whether you're a pro behind the lens or a bride-to-be, we've got you covered.
Join in on the conversation and take it from the gals who have been to a wedding or two.
Grab your camera or your wedding planner and tune in for our hot wedding takes. Let's focus on your forever. Okay. Hello.
Hello. I always try and spice up my hello, but there's only so much you can do.
You really...
That one was shy.
Yeah, welcome back. We're ready for a fun little episode today.
I'm excited for this little series we're going to start. It's fun. I think a lot of people don't know the reasoning behind wedding traditions. So we're going to kind of like dive into each one, kind of go through what it traditionally means.
Yes.
What it's maybe turned into nowadays and just like chat about it and go to the next. I think it'll be fun.
Because everyone does these things and honestly,
do we all know what they mean?
I don't really know what they all mean. So I think it'll be fun to see the history behind them all.
Yeah, I think we're going to be surprised because we didn't look all of these up. So we're going to be going through it with you guys.
Okay, let's think of one each. What do you think is the weirdest wedding tradition that you've seen?
What is the weirdest
that we don't know why, but like we're going to obviously look into it. But like, what's your, like the weirdest one you know of that you don't know why we do it?
I think it's like the something blue.
Really?
Like
you think that one's the weirdest?
Yeah, because it's like why?
Like why?
Well, like the wedding dress is white.
Because it rhymes.
Yeah, but like is that the reason?
Why blue? Why not red?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Why is it blue?
I have no idea. I think the weirdest one is the garter toss. Like who started that?
Yeah, well, we all know who started that.
And that's But like it's just, especially back in the day, like people were so much more conservative with everything.
Yeah, that is true. It is kind of
like
a weird
going
thing.
up the bride's dress and grabbing a garter. Like that's very scandalous.
That seems like something you would start now.
Yeah.
Not like back in the 1800s.
Yeah, I know. So I'm very excited to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, let's just dive.
Since you picked something new or something blue, whatever, let's figure out what that is.
Okay, so what we're going to kind of do here is we're going to read off our little list. We're going to look into what they actually mean. We're going to chat about it and then
totally
go from there.
Amazing.
So the exact meaning behind each trinket isn't totally clear, but there are some popular theories. Something old represents a tie to the past. Something new stood for hope and optimism for the future. Something borrowed from a happily married friend or a relative was believed to bring good luck to the union and even fertility. We love that. The color blue was meant to ward off the evil eye, and it also stood for love, purity, and fidelity.
Interesting.
Like, but still, why is it blue?
Because of the evil eye.
Yeah, but why?
I think because the evil eye is blue.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the meaning behind this.
I think it's actually sweet.
Yeah, it is.
I did not know that.
But I want to know, like, why did it start? What's the origin? Oh, the tradition is based on an old English rhyme that dates back to the 19th century. It describes the items a bride should have on her wedding day.
So it's just a rhyme.
It's just a rhyme.
And then that's kind of the meaning behind it.
Okay.
Cute. I actually really like that.
I think we can keep that one.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
because it's like good intentions behind it. And I like that you get something old from someone that's been married before.
Yeah, I didn't know that was what you're supposed to do. I thought it was just from somebody that like...
Okay, I like that. That's really cute. Good one.
Sweet.
Not as weird as we thought.
No, I'm a fan.
Yeah, very cute.
Okay, what is our next one?
Okay, let's see this whole garter toss, bouquet toss. I'm very curious about that.
Oh, okay. In medieval times, pieces of the bride's ensemble were considered tokens of good luck, so much so that the wedding guests would fight to rip her clothes right off her body. Things would get so rowdy, couples decided to throw a garter for guests to fight over instead. So the garter toss may have actually arisen as a protective measure. And then it says cringe.
Yeah, what?
Okay.
I did not know that.
No.
Interesting.
God.
Okay.
It also says, but there are also origin stories of the garter toss that are other examples. There was an 18th century game called Fleeing the Stocking, which involved tossing garters at the couple on their wedding day.
Oh, okay.
Friends and family would try to land one on a newlywed's head for, you guessed it, luck. For you guessed it,
it's like
luck
ring
in
toss,
love.
but with their heads.
Can we do that instead?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more appropriate.
Whoa!
Okay,
oh my God,
interesting.
That's actually really wild.
That's different.
And then, like, obviously we know that it kind of means, like, it's like the same as a bouquet toss. And like the meaning of it, like the symbolism, it says the winners of both the garter toss and the bouquet toss are said to find love next.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, well, what started the bouquet toss too?
Yeah,
let's figure that out.
Let's do.
Because obviously it's kind of, it ties into that, but like, why did they start throwing the flowers? Or is it just a made up thing? Oh, okay, what does it say? I'm scared. Is it bad?
It's just funny. The tradition of a bouquet toss stemmed from brides eventually having to toss their bouquets at the crowd of women while trying to run for safety. Not exactly the picture of romance, if you ask us. More like desperation. And desperation is not a feeling any woman wants on their wedding day.
What the heck? Why was everyone after the bride?
I'm looking it up.
That's so weird.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
and like, why does that mean you get luck?
Okay, so
if you attack the bride.
Okay. Okay, one momento.
That is so strange.
We're gonna find like better origin story for this.
I don't know about that.
Okay. The tradition of the bouquet toss, as we know it, started in England in the 1800s. Prior to then, it was considered good luck to simply touch the bride on her wedding day. See,
okay,
that's fine.
Okay.
Hopeful single girls would often rush the bride. Hopeful single girls would often rush the bride, crowding her, touching her, in the hopes that a little bit of the bride's wedding day good fortune would rub off on them and they would soon be married.
Gotcha.
And then it says, single women would even try and go as far as to take some of the keepsakes of the bride's wedding dress home as she walked by, which is kind of the same as the garter toss thing. To escape, the bride would often toss the bouquet and run.
Okay.
In addition to simply being an invasion of privacy,
yeah,
there were concerns that guests would try to rip off parts of her dress. So the bouquet toss tradition was created in part to bestow good luck on guests without going to extreme measures.
Okay, well, that is very interesting.
That is a very dark turn.
I didn't know that brides were attacked, and
that's wild.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad we're not doing that anymore.
That's just not like, why are people, I mean, I get the tradition.
And it was back when people were so superstitious and like yada yada.
Get that.
But
it's interesting to hear like that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I just kind of thought it was a cute little thing that they would do with their girls. Like,
it's so funny. Like, why have we never thought of these things?
I love that we're doing that. Fun fact, we're going to take us to trivia.
Yeah.
Because we're going to know all the
wedding trivia.
Oh my God. We should start a thing.
We should start that. That's hilarious.
Okay.
So I guess also, why do we have a bouquet? I think what I've thought it means is because you give off a smell of flowers. It's like a perfume. That's what I've always assumed.
That would be cute if that's what it was.
That flowers were.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. The custom of having a bridal bouquet dates back to ancient times when women would carry strong herbs and spices from reasons such as warding off evil spirits to creating lust and fertility. So you're kind of right. But flower girls and bridesmaids would carry sheaves of wheat, which symbolize growth.
Okay, that's cute. I like that.
Yeah, I actually do.
Can I have wheat at my wedding?
Literally. I wonder if there's another one. Oh, actually, it talks about a perfume of the flowers. So you are right.
That makes sense. See, that one actually makes sense. These other ones like have been interesting.
Yeah, and it says ancient Greeks and Romans would carry fragrant herbs and spices, which, you know what, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, they used to.
It makes sense.
That does make sense.
Okay, same with boutonnieres then?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing. And
watch it be like a really crazy thing.
Just so random and not have anything to do with that?
Yeah.
Oh, what does it say?
Well, it says the boutonniere dates back to the ancient Egyptians and Aztecs who wore flowers to indicate which team or player they were supported in sporting events. But I wonder then if they just took that into weddings and they're like, we're supporting our girl. This is her flowers.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. The word boutonniere derives from the French word for buttonhole flower. Sorry.
Buttonhole.
But it says similar to a wedding bouquet, boutonnieres were used to ward off bad luck and spirits. It was also used to keep bad scents away and was believed to protect against diseases.
Yeah.
We like that.
That makes sense.
We don't need anyone dying.
Yeah. Totally makes sense.
We can keep that one too.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
I like
this.
Yeah.
I like this one.
And it's pretty and we all love flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one that I'm very curious about, and I'm guessing it'll make sense, but not seeing each other before the wedding and also like not spending the night together before the wedding, which I think that one's self-explanatory. Yeah. But the not seeing each other until you walk down the aisle, like because that one's the most being broken, I would say too.
I think so too, because everyone lives together now.
And people do first looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it says the tradition began back when arranged marriages were more common than not, as they were considered a business deal between two families for property, financial, and protective reasons. During this time, the couple were not allowed to see each other before the wedding at all, not just the day or the night before. Wonder if there's more about
like they weren't allowed to meet before the wedding.
Yeah, because they didn't want to break the business deal because they didn't want anyone to back out. That makes sense. It's kind of morbid, but like...
I thought it was like a bad luck thing.
The deal was usually made by the bride's father, who wanted his daughter to marry rich to help his own family. However, many parents would worry that if the groom saw the bride before the ceremony, he might not find her attractive and could call off the wedding, leading to serious shame for the bride and her family. Nice. So to avoid risking the family's tradition or reputation, the tradition that the couple didn't see each other until the ceremony was... However, many parents would worry that if the groom saw the bride before the ceremony, he might not find her attractive and could call off the wedding, leading to serious shame for the bride and her family. So, to avoid risking the family's reputation, the tradition that the couple didn't see each other until the ceremony was born. The veil comes into play here too. That's another one we have on our list.
Yeah.
The veil comes into play by having a veil over the bride's face. The groom wouldn't see her until the very last moment at the end of the ceremony once it was time for the kiss and when it was too late to back out.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Oh,
that is very not what I expected.
And now it says, today the superstition about a bride and groom not seeing one another before the ceremony has evolved into the idea that couples should allow their ceremony attire to be a surprise.
That makes sense. And now I feel like also why I like the first look down the aisle is it builds the suspense.
It does.
And like the emotion and like every time you're away from your partner, like I know this too, when I'm away from him, I'm like, I'm so excited to see him. And like it builds up the excitement of everything. So I think that's more part of it too. Okay. Cake cutting.
Yeah.
This one I'm excited about. Because did we look this one up in the other episode?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
The cake cutting represents the first activity done as a couple, although historically the bride did this act alone to symbolize the loss of her virginity.
Oh, why? Is that what it says?
No, I'm making it up.
Okay,
let me just stop.
Okay. Interesting.
There has to be a different one. Okay, let's find a different article because I don't love that one.
No, let's not.
Okay, woo. All right. Okay, the wedding cake has been a part of the ceremony since the ancient Greeks and Romans. As part of the nuptials, the groom broke bread over the bride's head. This was to symbolize her submission, the end of her purity, and to represent good luck and fertility. Okay, what is wrong with the Romans?
And why are we following all their traditions?
During the Middle Ages, a new take on wedding cake. I'm sorry.
What does it say?
No, I'm just still laughing over the purity thing. Okay. During the Middle Ages, a new take on wedding cake began. The newer approach included cakes that were high stacked. Oh, so all those huge wedding cakes. And the newlyweds would kiss over it. If they were successful in kissing without knocking the cake over, then it was believed that they would be blessed with many children. That's actually really cute. Oh, okay. Before I say that, it's really cute. Taking the goal of the bride's fertility a step further, because we can't just leave it at that.
The whole wedding apparently is about.
The English decided that childbearing would be best increased by throwing the cake at the bride.
Oh, nice. Is that why they do the cake smash?
I don't understand.
Why are they so superstitious
about
fertility?
Then it says, because there's a few things that go on here. There's a few. I'll keep going. So originally, wedding cakes were not the iced confections of today. However, by the 17th century and into the 18th, sugar started to be more affordable. And it says, and white icing began being used as, not surprisingly, a symbol of the bride's virginity, as well as an indicator of the wealth of the bride's family. Okay. The symbolism of the couple feeding each other is to show others that they promise to look out for each other forever.
Oh, that part's actually nice.
Like that. Okay.
And then what about them passing out?
Well, it says cutting the wedding cake. Originally, the wedding cake was intended to be passed out to the wedding guests by only the bride in order to ensure fertility.
Of course.
However, as weddings began to be a larger events, this became a task for both the bride and the groom, obviously. In time, the cake cutting ceremony began. The symbolism is that The hand of the groom is placed over that of the bride's to show his support and as a promise to take care of her and their future. The couple was encouraged to cut from the bottom tier as a reminder of the relationship's longevity. As for the attendees, having cake after it has been cut by the couple is believed to bring good luck.
That part, nice.
Okay. We took a good turn in that little article. Okay, I'm a fan. Okay.
Very...
You know, I think a lot of these, like, listen, we can't relate because we weren't back in those days.
No.
They probably weren't as, like, wild as it sounds now back then.
Yeah, but it's just funny that we still do these things.
I think if a lot of people understood what we do them for, they would choose not to do them.
No, totally.
I think it's just interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
and like, okay.
I mean, the purity, virginity stuff.
That is a hot topic back then.
Yeah. Like, we don't talk about that. Like, there's literally what a
that is not a topic of conversation at weddings nowadays.
No, because a lot of it, listen, it's very common to have kids before you get married now. Yeah. It's not as weird of a...
Totally. And people get married
It's not taboo.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Okay, bridal parties in general.
Oh, just the origin of
why do we have bridal parties? I understand maid of honor, best man, because obviously someone has to legally sign the papers to be married, but why do we have a big crew up there?
Okay. Let's see. Again, ancient Rome.
Yep, of course. Why?
We love
else
them.
Would we? Yep.
The bridal party tradition may have its roots in ancient Rome, where if a wedding was to be considered legally binding, there had to be at least 10 witnesses. And it said, ancient Rome was also a suspicious society.
Really?
Really.
We're not shocked.
They were also a suspicious society, and the 10 witnesses served as protection for the wedding couple. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So no one's ripping off the bride's dress?
They may not have been referred to as bridesmaids and groomsmen yet back then, dressed in the same clothes as the bride and groom. The rule of these early attendants were to prevent evil spirits from recognizing the couple and causing them harm. And then it also said, in another protective show of force, groomsmen accompanied the bride to their celebration to protect her from thieves who wanted to steal her dowry. Oh. Imagine the burden of protecting a bride from evil spirits.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
That is a job and a half.
That does make sense. Yeah. It's like you're like...
Yeah.
It's like you're a football player and your linebackers are like...
your line.
trying to keep you safe.
Okay.
I like that tradition. Sure. I really do. Yeah. It's kind of cute.
So why do they wear the same dresses now?
Okay. Well, you know what? Can you just guess what this starts with?
Evil spirits?
The ancient Romans.
Okay, yep, for sure. Shocked.
The ancient Romans can be blamed for this one.
Okay.
We can blame them for everything.
Yeah, for everything.
They believed that any happy event would invite evil spirits who threatened to thwart the joyful festivities in order to confuse these nasty netherworlders. The bridesmaids as well as the bride used to all wear the same dress.
With the bride?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get so that the evil spirits wouldn't know which one actually was the bride, so they could get one of the bridesmaids. Oh, we don't care about you guys. Just
yeah. Sheesh.
That's funny. And then, it said,
That's it?
Yeah,
and then it just changed that the bride
pretty much
does her own thing?
Yeah.
Okay, why does the bride wear white?
I have a guess.
I have a hot guess too. Let's hear it.
Back in biblical days, it was blue that represented purity, hence something blue.
Okay.
The Greeks used white robes to symbolize youth, joy, and purity, but the white wedding dress has not always been fashionable.
Oh.
According to the Washington Post, no bride wanted to wear white on their wedding day during the 1700s and 1800s as it was associated with mourning.
Oh.
Which is like white? Now black is associated with mourning.
Yeah.
While some daring brides made bold fashion statements by wearing white, it was certainly not the color most preferred. Okay. Instead, in early church weddings, brides were more likely to wear red when they tied the knot.
Okay.
Wealthy brides would have jewel-toned dresses.
What would jewel-toned be
embroidered in gold and silver to be making a splash. Where does white come from then? That's what we want to know.
Was it the brides
that all changed with Queen Victoria.
Oh.
It says, when Victoria married Prince Albert, she reportedly wanted her subjects to know that she took the job of queen seriously and would be prudent and sensible. She decided the best way to convey that message was through a practical and inconspicuous wedding gown. Okay. She was wearing white, obviously. Says, the dress was charming and conservative and quickly became the standard for stylish brides everywhere. As reported by the Washington Post, white is the most fitting hue for brides to wear. It noted that it is an emblem of purity and innocence of girlhood, and the unsullied hearts she knew yields to the chosen one. Anyways, thanks to Queen Victoria, white has become the go-to choice for brides on their wedding day. Mm-hmm. I did not have any clue
I assumed
about
it was
that.
always white.
I just thought it was like purity and like the other stuff.
So when was Queen Victoria? Like what
That's
era
like
was that?
1849.
See, I thought it would have been longer than that.
Yeah. I didn't think red.
No.
Interesting.
Huh.
Interesting.
And
so
it
kind of even seems like there's really no good reason for why they wear white. No. It's just kind of the way it is. I thought it would be
like the cake and all the other things that they want to be white.
That's shocking, honestly.
I'm glad to know it's not another, interesting thing.
Yeah. That is wild.
Okay, also something we didn't talk about is flower girls.
Oh, yeah.
And ring bearers. Yeah. Like, why are they children? Why was that a weird question?
I don't know. Maybe not.
It must be something kind of... Well, they're not going to be protecting you from getting abducted, but...
Well, what are they supposed to do? They're children.
They're probably fertility. Bet you any money.
It was typical for upper-class Greeks and Romans to include flower girls in their weddings. The flower girls walked in front of the bride, scattering flowers, herbs, and grains. Wheat was commonly used as a grain to be scattered because it was believed to bring prosperity to the bride and the groom.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about ring bearer?
And that's like...
That's kind of all it says. It says it's believed that the practice dates back to ancient Egypt. Customary for Egyptian wedding ceremonies to entrust an adult with carrying precious gems and jewels to the altar. So it never used to be a kid.
Oh, wait, so that's a new tradition.
Yeah, it never used to be a kid.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Cool.
Okay.
Others claim the tradition came about during medieval times when Northern Europeans began to present the bride with her wedding ring on top of a sword. Like on the tip of a sword.
Oh, that's what they did?
That's what it says.
Oh, never seen that before.
I think we should bring that back.
Do you think?
Like, you just grab it from the top of the sword.
That's actually really funny.
I like it.
So there was one that we were talking about, and it's more of like a superstition, but it's about people using their married name before they're actually legally married because it's bad luck or something, right? Let's figure out what that one is.
Yeah, not using. Okay. So it says using your married name before your wedding. Stick with your surname before the ceremony. If you don't and accidentally use your new last name before officially saying I do, tradition says that the wedding won't take place.
Oh.
Well, we don't want that.
No, definitely not. I don't think, when we looked this up a while ago, and it said something about, like, even on signs and stuff, like Mr. and Mrs. blah, blah, blah. Like, that's bad luck.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's another superstition on this that's kind of interesting. So getting married on a Saturday, which is very common now.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know that was a superstitious thing.
I just assumed it was because it's the most convenient. Like, people just want, like, it to be a weekend.
No, so it says, we know it's the most popular day of the week to say I do. But according to English folklore, this wedding day will doom a couple to a life of bad luck.
What?
To be extra safe, you should avoid the 13th of the month and May altogether.
Why May? Hey, there's actually, like, not often weddings in May.
No, there's not. It's strange. But yeah, Saturday apparently is not good luck. But
Saturday's bad luck?
Bad luck. Yeah. That's what it says. Yeah.
Like, most of our weddings are Saturdays.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
That is very interesting because, yeah, like, that's what you mean. Like,
another good reason to not get married on a Saturday.
What other superstition? Using your married name before your wedding. Yeah, we have that. Receiving knives as a gift, which is like
often
actually very common because people will just give you just kitchen appliances and stuff.
So it's bad luck or good luck?
It's bad luck. It says, sure, an expensive knife set might be at the top of your list, but if you're superstitious, skip this one. Since these sharp tools cut things in two, some believe they'll lead to a broken marriage.
Interesting.
Donning pearls, like wearing pearls.
Oh yeah, because that's
apparently
often
bad luck.
Oh, bad luck?
No, these are all bad luck.
I was gonna say that's
what I mean.
one.
It's interesting because a lot of people wear pearls now.
Yeah.
It's very trendy. So it says,
and always has been.
It says even though plenty of women probably still wear their mother or grandmother's string of pearls, right?
Yeah.
Some believe that represents future tears and heartache in the marriage.
Interesting.
Sewing your own wedding dress is bad luck.
Oh, my mom knit her own wedding dress.
What? She wore a knitted wedding dress?
Well, the top part was knitted. It was a winter wedding.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was like super fine
Oh.
knit. But yeah, she knit the top half and then I think someone did the bottom. But
Well,
yeah.
it says, some believe if you make your own dress, each stitch you sew will be a tear you shed during your marriage. Oh God.
Wild.
That is very
I
wild.
don't think I've ever had a bride that's done that. So
And then it says, bad luck to wear your outfit like your wedding dress beforehand, which I think that's pretty common of a one. But it says, it's tempting to test out your final look before your big day, but putting on your dress, shoes, veil, and the whole ensemble is said to invite heartbreak and tragedy.
But you gotta see what it looks like.
Yeah. We don't like that. We're going to pretend we didn't even see that.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Most of these are wild.
This next one's kind of funny. Crossing a nun or a monk, like seeing a nun or a monk. It means some say that if you see a nun or a monk while traveling to your wedding day, they'll be cursed with a barren life, dependent on charity. Oh God.
So it's like
and then it
seeing a
also
black
says
cat.
seeing a pregnant woman on your wedding day. Back in the day, people believed if a pregnant woman visits a bride's house before her wedding, it was a bad omen, which frankly doesn't make any sense to us. After all, how many pregnant bridesmaids have there been over the years?
Also, like you would think that like with the whole touching the bride thing, you'd think that'd be good luck.
Yeah.
For fertility, which is a hot topic.
Yeah, come on, Greeks. Be like, what is
That's
going on
funny.
here? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, never thought of that.
Okay, what else? What else?
So
do we have?
one that I would really like to know is why is rain on your wedding day a bad luck or a superstition?
Good luck. It's good luck.
Oh yeah, no, it is good luck. Why is
Yeah.
rain on your wedding day good luck? Because with all these
Yeah.
weird superstitions, why is that one the good one?
I agree. Let's see here. Let's see what
Because
Google
every
has to
time
say.
I have a wedding and it rains, everyone's like, "Oh, it means it's good luck."
Yeah. Rain on your wedding day is good luck because it signifies that your marriage will last. As you know, a knot. Oh, I've heard this before.
What?
As you know, a knot that becomes wet is extremely hard to untie. Therefore, when you tie the knot on a rainy day, your marriage is supposedly just as hard to unravel.
Okay.
I like that.
That also brings up why do they call it tying the knot?
Yes. Also, that's a Hindu tradition.
Okay.
So I think we
Changing
should go.
it up,
We should go with the
changing it up.
Hindus
I
in this
like it.
because we don't
Yeah.
like the Greeks or the Romans right
no,
now. They're
agreed.
a little weird.
A little dramatic.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So is that why it's called tying the knot?
Yeah, I mean, I'll look it up, but
It kind of makes sense tying the knot because you're like, you're joining your lives. I don't know. Combining your.
the meaning behind tying the knot
Yeah.
means to get married. Duh.
Yeah. We know that.
The saying could also refer to the performance of a wedding ceremony, since the idiom is thought to have derived from a tradition where couples physically tie a knot during their ceremony. The phrase has figurative and literal roots. So it's
makes
pretty
sense.
much what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those have
Interesting.
all been very wild. We have so many. We're going to make this a 2-part series.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to hold on for next week till the next one.
Or ask us if we haven't said one of the ones you have
Yes.
thought of. Let us know.
Message us and say why.
Because we
This is
racked our
wild.
brains trying to figure this out. We had
Literally.
a few glasses of wine and just started talking about wedding
Like
traditions.
what
but
we've seen and don't know why it's
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah.
I love this. I'm learning so much.
I know. And now people on wedding days are going to be like, oh, why did we do this? And we'll be like,
Oh, we got you.
we know.
That's so funny.
Amazing. Well, yeah. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.